Well, the end of the year is upon us again, and as I do every year, I have my annual Best of the Year video where I want to go over 19 items that are new to me that I've been using a lot this year. Some of these items I purchased with my own money, others were gifted to me by the brands, but the bottom line is that I have found these products to be indispensable. I've been using them over and over again, so I just want to make note of them. I've also done individual reviews of most products, so I will leave links down below if you want to check those videos out for more in-depth reviews, as well as product links if you want to possibly buy them for yourself. But let's start with a bag because that is containing most of the products that I'm going to talk about. This is the Vanguard Vesta Aspire 41, and I have done a dedicated review of this video. Vanguard did send it out for me to test, but I love this bag so much that it's basically my go-to camera bag whenever I want to haul around my gear. There is one fault though, in that it cannot hold my 14-inch MacBook Pro. It can only hold a tablet. So that's why it's not my all-the-time bag. If it could hold my laptop, like this would be it. I would use this bag all the time. But I still use it to carry my camera gear around. And the first piece of camera gear that I want to talk about are cameras, specifically mini cameras, because if you follow my channel, you know that mini cameras are kind of the bread and butter. It's what started this channel, and it's still something that I talk about every year whenever those mini cameras come out. So for me personally, my favorite mini camera that came out this year is the DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro. This camera also is not without its faults. The main issue with it is the normal color mode. The color, in my opinion, is not quite normal, like it's extra HDR, and as of right now, December 2024, you still cannot turn the HDR off of the normal shooting mode, but it's still my go-to camera for many reasons. Again, I've reviewed this camera, done many videos about it so far, but the fact that I can shoot D-Log-M, or a flat color profile, and match it up with my DJI Pocket 3, that, alone is the main reason why this is my go-to action camera. And I use this, not really for action. I use it like for behind the scenes. I use it to vlog on occasion. I can also connect, two DJI wireless microphones to it simultaneously. It has internal recording. There's a lot to love about this camera. And so, my number one mini camera of the year. Honorable mention would be the GoPro Hero 13 Black. And I say honorable mention because for me personally, it's not my favorite camera to use, but I don't even have it here to show you because my partner Martin loves that camera. He's actually out shooting with it right now. He started an entirely new YouTube channel. We're coming up on 3,000 subscribers in like a couple of months. And every single video on that channel has been filmed with the GoPro Hero 13 Black. So you can check out that channel if you want to see some sample footage shot with it. I have reviewed that camera as well as made a setup guide for that camera. Accessory guides are coming. So yeah, I still do love that camera, but not as much as I like the Osmo Action 5 Pro. Also, if you're wondering, this is mostly a highlights reel video. I don't really have any worst items because I selectively choose items to review that I know are going to be good. Like, I don't really want to waste my time on bad items or items that I don't think are going to be worthy. But one item that I will throw into that worst category just to give you guys something because it was not my favorite item, but still, something to be considered, the Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses. Now again, for me personally, I did a whole video about it, talking about why these glasses are not for me, but in a nutshell, it really comes down to the fit. They just did not fit me well. And I know that there are other styles out there, like the Ray-Ban Headliner. I had the Wayfarer version that supposedly should fit me better, but I still haven't honestly had the time to check them out, but I might do that next year. So stay tuned, or let me know in the comments if you want me to review the Ray-Ban Meta Headliner glasses, or just do an update on the Ray-Ban Meta glasses in general. Because, TLDR, I ended up returning my pair twice. I tried them twice, and I just couldn't get a good fit on them. But that does not mean that they're a bad product. I do think that for smart glasses, they are probably among the best on the market right now, at least the ones that I've tried. And so, good product, just personally not for me, so it does not go on my best list. Another small camera that I want to mention, actually these are two, both by Insta360. First is the Insta360 Go 3S. This is a very miniature camera, probably the smallest camera that you're going to find. Look at how tiny that is. It's so cute. And so because it's so mini, like there really is not a good competitor. If you want a small miniature 4K now camera, then the Go 3S is really, or any of the Go cameras by Insta360 are really your only option. So that's why I pretty much have to put this on my best list because, you know, there's no competition. Insta did send this out for me to test, by the way, and they also sent me this Insta360 X4 360 camera. Once again, you know, both of these cameras came out this year. They don't really have competitors. Even 360 cameras, I really think it's the 360, you know, rightfully so because of their name. Like, this is the 360 camera to have. If you're going to go 360, I wouldn't look at any other brand right now besides Insta360. And the X4 is their latest 360 model. Oh, and another small camera that I should talk about is my iPhone 16 Pro. So I have not been one to upgrade my phone every year, but now that my iPhone is, you know, I use it to film and shoot photos pretty much every day, both for fun and for this channel. So I consider it an essential tool for making videos. And so I do actually plan to be upgrading my iPhone every year for that reason. I feel like I can justify it. And so I did get the iPhone 16 Pro. This is in the desert color, which has actually been my favorite color so far of the 4 iPhones that I've owned. And so, yeah, great camera. There are some camera-related features on here that I really love. The main one being the fact that I can now have 5 times zoom. So the iPhone 16 Pro has pretty much the same camera that the Pro Max has. And so before you had to make that decision of, oh, do I buy the bigger camera or slash phone, or do I get the smaller one? This time you don't have to make a choice. The 16 Pro and the 16 Pro Max have the same cameras. And so, yeah, I've been quite happy with it since I've started using it in September. And I did pay for this. It was very expensive. Now, related to cameras, I actually bought 2 new lenses this year for my Sony a7 IV. The Sony a7 IV, I've said it before, it's still true today. It is the love of my life. The best mirrorless full-frame camera that I've ever owned, and I absolutely love it. And it's been great for hybrid shooting for photos and videos. I have mostly been a prime shooter since I've switched to Sony from Canon. So I've been using the 55 and the 20mm primes, and those have been working out pretty well, but I've been shooting a lot more events, and throughout those events, I have found that having my focal length spread out among 2 cameras has been a bit much for me to handle, so I've been wanting to go back to a zoom. So I ended up getting the Sony 24-70 f2.8 G Master. This is the version 2. It's a little bit lighter and smaller than the original G Master, but very expensive. So I did pay for this as well as my other Sony lens here, and I got both of them used. Found them on Facebook Marketplace, and I got a really good discount on both. And I can't even tell that they're used, honestly. Like, they are in such good condition. So that's a tip out there. If you're looking for camera gear of any kind, try to find it used, especially these mirrorless cameras and lenses in particular. They hold their value really well. And there are people out there, like my second lens here, I waited a month actually, going back and forth with this seller to get a bit of a discount on it. And I ended up getting my discount because I waited him out. And I ended up getting a really great lens for a great price. So this 24-70 f2.8, basically my go-to lens now. The second lens that I got is the 70-200 f2.8, also the GM2, so the newest version. Quite a bit lighter than the GM1, which I had and I sold, and I did it for the weight and the size, and I have not regretted it. It is quite a bit lighter than that original GM1, and again, I got this not for YouTube, but for my photography jobs, because when I'm shooting events in particular, like, I need to have this lens. This is a must-have lens if you shoot events. All right, moving on into my bag of tricks here. Let's talk about wireless microphones. So, if you've seen my latest videos, there have been a surprising amount of wireless microphones that have come out like in the past few weeks. Like, I was surprised. I was thinking that action camera season would be it, and I wouldn't have a lot more products to review for the year, but these wireless mics really surprised me. The first one, DJI Mic Mini. This is a really cute small version of the DJI Mic 2, and what I love about it, besides the size, is the fact that everything you need fits in the charging case. You don't have to carry a separate case with all of your accessories. And so I love that for that reason, as well as just the size and the fact that it is wirelessly compatible with my DJI Osmo Action 5 Pro and my Pocket 3. Like, it's basically a no-brainer. I always have this mic with me. I also have the Rode Wireless Micro. So this is a miniature microphone system that I'm a little conflicted about because there are a lot of things that I love about it, like the size. It's basically like the size of your AirPods. And, it works really well. The sound quality, I think, is pretty good for the size. But it only works with smartphones or USB-C devices, which is actually okay because I'm generally using USB-C on my cameras, such as my Action 5 Pro or the Pocket 3, or, my iPhone. But it doesn't have Bluetooth, and also, more importantly, the little windscreens, like, they don't fit in this case, and they don't give you a bigger bag for carrying the microphones plus the windscreens. So I've already almost lost the windscreens, twice. So that's my main thing that I don't like about this whole mic system, but it is so small and convenient, and I film so much with my iPhone, and this is so small that I just always have it in my purse, and I have been using it regularly. You've probably seen it in some of the videos here on this channel. Also related to, those wireless mics, two other accessories. This one is for my iPhone in particular. It's by Rode, and it is a MagSafe mount. So on the bottom is a 1/4-20 hole, so I can attach this to like a mini tripod or a mount or an Arca Swiss plate and, have my mount there, or just hold it even. And because it's MagSafe, I can just attach my phone to it, and I can detach my phone when I don't need it. So I love this thing. It's super minimal. The only thing that I do wish is that in addition to having the 1/4-20 hole in the bottom, if this bit itself could also be Arca Swiss, because Ulanzi makes a product very similar to this, that the base is Arca Swiss. So I don't have to mount it to something else in order to have a mount, or I can, stick it on an Arca Swiss tripod. But other than that, so minimal that, again, I just always have it with me, just in case I need it. The other product here is this Anker Nano charging bank. I've owned many charging banks, and I keep going back to Anker because they're so reliable. This is a 10,000 milliamp hour battery charging bank, so, it lasts for a long time. It's also got a USB-A and a USB-C port, but most importantly, it has a USB-C cable built in, which is so nice because you don't have to carry the cable. And so this is my go-to charging bank for travel or any time I need to have a charging bank. And I also bought this used, so it was like half price of what it normally is just by buying it used on Amazon. All right, two more products here before we get into some that are related to my desk and studio setup. First is another bag. This is the Brevity Jumper Backpack, camera backpack. Again, I have a dedicated video about this bag because if you buy it as is brand new, I don't think it's actually great. I think that there's a modification that you need to do, specifically related to the inside of the bag, because this bag can have, this little pocket here where you can put your camera gear or just other stuff to divide it. And I just feel like the dividers are really flimsy. So I found better dividers that I talk about in my other video. And since installing those dividers into this bag, this has been pretty much my go-to camera slash laptop backpack. So I love that Vanguard bag that I talked about earlier. But because it can't hold a laptop, I've had to find yet another minimal bag that can hold my camera gear and my laptop, and the Brevity bag has actually been really great for that. And because I can section things off and is very minimal and doesn't look like a camera bag, I actually use this as a diaper bag as well. So whenever I go to the gym with Leo, my new son, I put my workout clothes on top and I put his clothes on the bottom, and functions as a gym bag as well. And finally, we have this travel tripod by Freewell. I think they actually call it like the real travel tripod because it's so lightweight and minimal. And indeed, it is so small and light, and I love that. I love small, lightweight items, especially when it relates to camera gear. So this has been my go-to travel tripod. I also have this light stand by Ulanzi, which I love to use as a tripod. But what I've been finding with that light stand is because it's a light stand, the feet require level ground. So it's fine if I'm filming somewhere with level ground, but a lot of times, even if I think the ground is level, it's not actually level. So for that reason, I've actually been preferring to use a real tripod. And this tripod is around the same size as that Ulanzi light stand. But because it's a tripod, the legs, can be positioned to be staggered. So I can be on uneven ground and still make my camera level. And so that's the main reason why I've been preferring this as my camera stand whenever I need to get my eye level shots or just have a real tripod. Okay, the last few items that I want to wrap up with in my best of list for this year are related to my new studio setup. So I have a new video talking more about the studio setup, showing you exactly how it all came together, all the components to it, but the main ones that I want to call out are these camera mounts by Terion. And Terion did send them out to me. They sponsored that video. They're not sponsoring this video. But still, I absolutely love these desk mounts because they mount to one side of my desk. I don't have to make any holes. They just clamp to the edge of the desk. And they can hold so much weight. Like one of these is holding a computer monitor. The other is holding my camera monitor, and also my microphone. And it just keeps things so clutter-free. I don't have to have tripods and light stands all over my floor, and I can have my entire, camera setup and my desk monitor here on a single desk. So it's made everything so clean and minimal. The other part of the studio that I want to call out are these Impact Varipole tension rods. Now these I actually bought several years ago, and I intended to install them a while back, and I finally got around to doing it last week. And I wish that I'd installed them sooner because they are so simple to set up. So easy. I didn't have to look at a manual. They were very, very straightforward. And they are so great for, again, keeping things off the floor. I can now have just a single pole on the ground, not multiple light stands. Or I can have, nothing on the floor. This one is mounted horizontally, and there's nothing on the floor. I can mount my camera, my lights to it. So if you are looking to redo your studio space, these are accessories that I'd really recommend looking into. So the final product that I want to call out is related to my desk setup, and that is the CalDigit TS4 docking station. So this is a product that I've known that I've needed for a while, but I haven't been wanting to spend the money on it. But I got a pretty good Black Friday deal on it, so I finally bought it. And what this does is it allows me to just plug one cable into my laptop, and then I can use this dock to plug everything else in. So my HDMI cable to connect to my external monitor, I can insert my SD cards, my micro SD cards even. I can connect all my USB-C or USB-A accessories like my hard drives, plug my headphones in. Just, it makes it so much cleaner because previously I was having to plug in every single accessory into my laptop every time I wanted to connect it. And then I would disconnect my laptop to work somewhere else, unplug everything, plug everything back in. It was just taking too much time and it wasn't very nice looking. So this way, it's so streamlined. I just have to plug one USB-C cable into my laptop and I get all of these ports plus charging. So yeah, it's a no-brainer if you use a laptop and you frequently want to leave your desk and you don't want to deal with plugging and unplugging all of your accessories. So those are all of my top items of the year. Again, some are brand new, came out this year, some are old and they're new to me. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. If there are any products that you found this year that have been life-changing, that you really, really love and you want to highlight, let me know in the comments because I'm always looking for new products to, add to this list to try out in the coming year. So let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching and I will see you in the next video.